Hi everyone, welcome back to our course. This is the last section of this chapter. We'll talk about space. Here we focus on personal space. Personal space refers to the invisible boundary surrounding us. If someone crosses this boundary, we will feel uncomfortable. For personal space vary a lot. In cultures that stress individualism and privacy, such as England, the United States, Germany, and Australia, people generally demand more space. By contrast, people in South Europe, Middle East, and South America are considered to be more warm by nature. Close proximity are more welcome and socially accepted. Also, personal space is like a bubble, which changes in shape and size depending on what situations we are in. Edward Hall reports that psychologists have identified 4 zones from which US people interact: the intimate zone, the personal zone, the social zone, and the public zone. The zone ranges from 15 to 45 centimeters. It's the space reserved only for the most trusted and loved in our social circles. Parents, siblings, romantic partners can usually enter this area as well without causing alarm or anxiety. The personal zone ranges from 46 centimeters to 1.22 meters. This area is reserved for friends and family members, or for encounters like handshaking, gesturing, standing near others at cocktail parties, or other social gatherings. The social zone is between 1.22 and 3.6 meters. It's the most neutral and comfortable zone to start a conversation with strangers, or between people who don't know each other well. The public zone is the most outer bubble, that is usually larger than 3.6 meters. This zone is reserved for public speaking or talking to a large group. As you can see, the personal space is not only culturally determined, but also changes with varying relationships. Generally speaking, the closer the relationship, the closer the personal space. So far, we have talked a lot about nonverbal communication. To conclude, there are some special reminders for you when you are trying to read a person's nonverbal messages. Always remember that understanding nonverbal communication is a complex task. First, you have to associate it with verbal communication, as is mentioned at the beginning of this chapter. Verbal and nonverbal communication goes hand in hand and can't be separated. Secondly, be sure to consider the specific setting, as people behave differently in different situations. And finally, don't forget the gender differences and individual differences. Men and women differ a lot in the way of communication, and so are individuals of different personalities and different social status. The safest rule in intercultural communication is to observe closely what the native speakers do and act accordingly.